Today on the grid, it is Blind Photo Critique Day, where we crush the hopes and dreams of photographers all over the world. Our special in-studio guest is Photoshop wizard and photographer Kirk Nelson. My co-host today is a real man. He's got a Florida tan. He eats bran. He's from Curve-Lakistan. It's the real Rocket Man. Erik Kuna is here. We've got some awesome giveaways. We've got some salacious news, and it all starts in just 23.4 seconds.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Grid. It is another live episode. It is Blind Photo Critique Day, and we got Mr. Kuna here as always, and we also have Photoshop wizard and photographer Kirk Nelson over there on the other set. We're all in different sets. Hey, I got to kind of move over a little. There we go. Oh, no, a little that way. There we go. Anyway, glad to have you here, Kirk.
Hey, thanks to be here.
How are things going?
We have had a great couple of days shooting a couple of classes, and I'm just excited to be part of this.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So thanks very much.
Yeah.
And let's see what else we got today. Kirk's going to be helping us with the critiques, and he knows his job is to make people feel bad.
Yep.
And it's what we do best. It's really.
Yep.
So I already prepped him with a few lines. Sell your gear.
Yep.
You shouldn't be a photographer.
Get an eye
stuff
check.
Like that. Get an eye test. That was a good one. That was his own. That was that's not even on our official list. But we've asked our viewers to send in images and stuff. We have two bits of news that we're going to put, one in the front and one in the back. This first one is very disconcerting. So I got an email this week from one of our members. And he says, Scott, I know you use Drobo. And he says, I have a Drobo. And he says, my Drobo went down. And during the pandemic, I figured, well, I'll get to it, And so I contacted them, and I didn't hear anything. And I contacted them again. I didn't hear anything. I started to get concerned. So I went to their website, and I started looking at the different products. And every single product on their entire website says sold out. They're not selling anything. So I went and thought, this isn't good, because my whole backup strategy is all based on Drobos. Literally, like everything I have is all Drobo based. So and thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues, but now I'm worried. So I go to their website. Sure enough, nothing is for sale.
Nothing.
I call them on the phone. Goes straight to voicemail. Well, at first it says, if you know your extension, dial it, and if not, press 1. I press 1, and it literally says, no one is here to take your call. So then I called again on Monday, and I said, hi, this is Scott Kelby. I'm from Photoshop User Magazine. I'm going to be doing an article on you, and I need to get some comments and quotes from you. Can you call me back? No response. Started doing a little digging. I found an article from last August where someone posted and said, hey, I'm on their website and there's nothing for sale. Everything says sold out from over a year ago, from a year and a half ago. I can't say this for sure, but I'm starting to think there's no more Drobo, which means, number one, I got to find a different storage solution, because I'm not going to stick on if there's no one there to provide support and something goes down. So now I got to find another storage solution. So I think today, unless something really surprising happens, Drobo calls me and says, everything's great. We're just, it's a chip shortage or something.
From what I can dig up too, because you told me about this, that I was like looking at it, is something happened in 2020 that's not clear.
Well, they were bought out by another company.
Yeah, well, no, it was in 2018 that happened. But in 2020, something happened where stuff just inventory started going low. And then at first they were kind of blaming supply chain issues with COVID.
Supply chain.
And then it just kind of just went silent, and it's like just silent now. So that's never good.
So I went to their social media. I went to the social media to see, well, what is it? Maybe they're still posting and stuff. There was one post in the last 6 months, and all it said was, so far, no, we're not getting any issues with Mac OS Monterey. Like, we haven't been aware of any issues. In 6 months, on their Facebook and on their Twitter, there's like one post, and it's like,
That doesn't look good.
it's not a good look.
No.
So I'm now on the hunt. I gotta go. Unfortunately, I have a lot of space and a lot of drobination. So it's gonna, and believe me, moving to terabytes and terabytes.
There's options out there. Synology and others that.
Yeah, but Synology is more of an NAS. So I have Synology. Actually, I'm still running a Synology for my network attached storage. But I want my photos also on my desk. So my Synology is for when I'm on the road and I need to access some images. But you can only go as fast as your internet. I need an attached, fast drive right there. I have multiple ones. I have one here on the set. There's one right here on the set back there. So anyway, long story short, I'm a little freaked out. I'm a little freaked out. So there's that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And again, I could be totally wrong. They could be totally fine, totally in business. All of the things that I've looked, they could just be, maybe they just don't have a very good social media person.
Maybe they migrated to a new website and they just didn't tell anybody. They just thought
maybe
everybody
they're
would find them
in the
again.
middle of building a brand new website and they've got all kinds of inventory. And maybe I'm all wrong. So all I can give you is conjecture at this point.
Well, and what we can say is there are a bunch of businesses that are in business, and a lot of them are giving away stuff on the show.
Yes, tell us about our prizes, Erik.
Yeah, so we have tons of prizes today. We've got the Platypod. They're giving away the twin pack. Basically, you're getting 2 Ultras, the stands, all the attachments for them. So the commercial twin pack they're giving away. And then On One is giving away their no noise plugin, really great noise reduction software for raw files. So, and then Boris FX Optics, giving that away, plugin for Photoshop, allows you to do all those optical effects, really cool effects and layers and renderings and all that good stuff. And then the Lightroom 7-point system by no other than Scott Kelby over there.
What?
Yeah, so you can get his Lightroom 7-point system. Oops. And then a copy of Scott's travel photography ebook we also are giving away. So just tell us what you'd like to win in the comments, and then tell us where you're from. If you have any comments or questions, basically just tell us what you'd like to enter, like to win. You're entered in the contest, and then we'll pick a winner at the end of the show.
All right. Well, so we asked.
And then just for everybody to know, there still is an offer going for Peach Pit to get 35% off Scott's Lightroom Classic book. Use the code Kelby LR 2021 during checkout, and you'll save 35%.
Yeah, so let me talk about that real briefly, because it is supposed to be in Amazon on the 17th, so on Friday.
Yes.
It's supposed to be the print version. The ebook came out. I know the ebook came out today. Print version is supposed to be in stock on Friday, and if it's not Friday, it'll be Saturday. You know how those things go.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is the world's best-selling Lightroom book. Always has been. And this is the same book that is used as the classroom curriculum in colleges and universities all over the world. So if you want to get the latest version, this has all the new masking stuff in it. I intentionally held it back because I knew the masking stuff was coming. So it's all updated with all the latest features for the latest version of Lightroom, all the masking and everything. So go get your copy. Would make a great gift. Can I talk about one more thing real quick?
Yeah.
All right. If you're looking for that last-minute gift and you can still get it, Joe McNally's brand new book, and maybe they'll pull it up for me in the conference. I mean, in the
Control room.
Back there. Control room. Thank you,
That's
Erik.
it.
Control room is what they call that room. Joe McNally's book. I think, and I wrote 4 books this year, and I still think it's the most important book written in the last year, which really sucks. Anyway, but Joe just wrote such an amazing book, and it's not a use this f-stop or move this slide or any of that stuff. It is about, it's really almost his life story, a literal legend behind the lens, and his story and the images that shaped everything about him. But Joe is such an amazing storyteller. He's such an amazing, there it is, the real deal. All right, it's Field Notes from the Life of a Working Photographer. Guys, I'm telling you what, it's the best thing that Joe has ever done. And you're talking about a guy who's had some of the best-selling books and some of the best books ever. you're going to learn about him and photography at a different level, but it's more of a coffee table lifestyle book. So don't buy it thinking it's an education book, even though you'll get an education. It's just so good. Joe is one of the most brilliant storytellers of our time. If Joe made movies, oh my gosh, because what he does visually, but his words, he's such a great writer. You feel like you're right there with him. Anyway, if you're looking for that last minute gift, get it right now. It's on Amazon. Let's see what they're showing for shipping. So it is,
I believe it's mid-January.
okay, mid-January for the print book. The ebook is available right now, though.
January 25th.
Now I have a
is the
copy.
shipping.
His publisher sent me a copy of the print book. But guys, I'm telling you, that's the thing. You get somebody that book, and you will have made their year in so many ways. They'll just love it. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there as well. All right, I want to look at the first set of images.
Well,
Give
yeah,
me
because Josh Hill saying soul-crushing critique day. So let's get down to the soul-crushing critique day.
Oh yeah, and some terrible things have happened here. Hold on.
Terrible things.
All right, well, I'm going to have to do this in a funky way. It is what it is. All right, give me 1 second, and we'll look at the first set of images. All right, here we go.
Oh, hey. It's looking good.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'll
They
just
probably
keep
don't
saying
have
it until it shows
they
up on
probably
screen.
don't have it. Like maybe
It's
they
plugged
can't
in.
see it.
I'm all good. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The crew's scrambling.
It's never good.
It's never good when you see the crew scrambling.
Like, uh-oh.
And Kirk, you can see the images over there?
No, I thought the first image was just you sitting at your desk. And I'm like, that's kind of meta. So
Well, Kirk, it was nice having you.
I'm here for the color commentary.
Just go 2 up.
Yeah, and we got people joining us all over the world waiting for this computer to come up.
Yeah,
like
let's do it.
Suda saying
here?
hi from Alberta. We got Glenn saying hi from a negative 20-degree Calgary. I've been there when it's been that cold. It gets brutal.
I didn't get to negative 20.
Yeah, and then actually, speaking of, I've got something. Speaking of Calgary, because we're waiting for your computer. I was just talking to our buddy Rami. I got something. So Rami had a workshop spot open up for next month, which he was sold out. It's somebody with the situation. So if you go over to his website, ramik.com, and I'll tell you, if you want an experience for a workshop, let me see if I can pull this up in the control room, see if they can see mine. And anyways, they might be able to bring it up. If you go to ramik.com and go over there, he's got a spot that just opened up. So, and he actually will get he'll give discounts to Kelby One members. Anybody watching the show, just contact him through his website, ramik.com, which I don't know if they have.
Erik and I have both been on one of Rami's workshops. They are brilliant.
Oh, there's my software. So maybe it's working now.
Rami's the man.
But anyways, maybe they have your screen. Who knows? But anyways,
Yeah, they do. They have my screen.
So go over to ramik.com and check it out right there, the winter workshop. And he actually, it's this one right down here, just opened up, January 17th to 21st, 2020 set. And just email him right through there, and he'll get you a nice little discount for being a Kelby One member.
Right.
So, but I'm telling you, it's a great experience. If you're wanting to get out of some of those locations that only he knows about and he can get to.
Everyone's always like, where's that?
Yeah, he's going to show you, and that's what's great about it. Is going to show you hands-on how to get out to those spots and how to get those images. But just know you're going to be up early.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Let's take a look. Here we go. We're going to look at all three of them, and then we'll kind of take a look here. There's one. There's two. This is clearly a sell your gear. No, this is great stuff.
Great.
This is really good. Great lighting, really interesting. I love this first one. This first one's my favorite.
Mine too.
And what's interesting is I have that same exact outfit. I'm so glad I didn't wear it today.
That would have been awkward.
It would have been. I would have felt really weird. But anyway, I love the lighting. The lighting is so dramatic, and the water and the pose and the color and the post. Same thing here. I really like the lighting. The only thing, if I were just going to, you sent it in for a critique, so I'm just going to give you the minorest of critiques. I would love to see his face a little brighter, Because
bit
what
in
I'm
the eyes.
seeing is the sides of his arms are really nice and bright.
Yep.
His chest is really nice and bright. And his face is just a little, I wonder if I can,
No, 100%.
let me just go in here and
Yeah,
hit the
I'd really like to
brush.
see his eyes in this one because his eye sockets are just fully in shadow, and I'd like to see a little
Well,
bit
and
more
that's
of that.
the thing is,
Right,
I think his eyes
agreed.
are just closed, you know.
Yeah, I like his expression.
But
And
because it's
I just,
well,
even with his eyes, I still want to see that his eyes are, I still want to see his face.
Yeah, you want to see some
yeah,
detail
you want to
in
see
there.
some detail in there. There's no
Right.
detail in there.
Right.
So I'm thinking something more like that. Now, I don't want to see the brush there in the middle of his face. Something more like that, so it's about, take a look on screen. Did they
Maybe
lose
not.
my screen?
This is the new computer blues. You know what happened? It's when you zoomed in and zoomed out or something you did on
Oh,
there,
yeah.
it like cut out.
Well, no, that's just zooming inside of, I didn't zoom my screen, I zoomed in
Yeah.
in the
when
window
you
of camera
when that
raw.
happened, the signal dropped out.
All right, so I got this is the new MacBook Pro M1, the M1, so.
You can go. Try plugging it in
crazy
again.
fast.
Like
Here,
just
let me-
unplug
let
it
me-
and plug it in again.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this though, it's charging through the USB port.
Yeah.
It's up to 35%.
Nice.
There you go.
I forgot my power brick and I got here and I'm like,
There it goes. It's
there you
back.
go. All right,
There it
look
is.
at the balance on his face now.
Yeah. See,
That's a pretty nice balance.
Yeah, because that enhances the expression
Now,
even more.
I'm going to turn it off so you can see. Well, yeah, there's a side by side.
Right.
See how dark it is on the left?
Yep.
Now, this is, got to realize, this is a minor critique, but I think it's such a strong image, it deserves that extra little tweak. And then the third image is this one. I think it's so weird because your other two images are so high contrast.
Yeah, punchy.
And then
Yeah.
here you've got a low contrast image. And what you might say to me in person is, well, Scott, this is of a softer nature. But I think to be consistent with your other images,
Oh, lost it again.
I think did you?
Oh, it came
There we
back.
go.
I think I would add some contrast back in there.
I agree with that. I think it needs to just have a little bit more oomph in there because it came off as a little bit too soft, almost as
Yeah.
if, I know it's not out of focus, but because there was so little contrast, it was almost kind of on the muddy side. Again,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful image. It's gorgeous. I would be proud to
Yes.
have that in my portfolio. But if we were actually to critique it, I think it is stronger with a little bit more contrast there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really good. I mean, hats off to this photographer. This
Absolutely.
is good work. You're doing good stuff, and I love your sense of lighting. I love the way you're not afraid to let the lighting show in the picture,
Right.
which is kind of nice. And you've got that big ball of light, and like she's being drawn toward it, and very nicely done. Yeah, I love with what you're doing. Keep doing it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm loving it. All right, let's move on. Let's go and look at Mr. Kuna for a second.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at Erik.
He's got to figure it out.
Look into his eyes. Yeah,
look at
I've got
Ramy's
kind
in
of a
the
little
chat
bit of a
saying,
mess
hey.
today with my organization, and
Hey, Ramy. He's in the chat.
Eric and I were at a meeting right before this, and we ran over.
Well,
Okay.
Probably a new computer. We should have definitely.
Yeah, we should have tried it out and stuff, but that's not really the issue.
Yeah.
Okay. This is interesting. It looks like something from Star Wars,
I was going to say that exact same thing.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, is
the-
that supposed
like
to be the
pod
Millennium Falcon
racers
in
or
the back?
something?
It's, yeah.
I really like these. Now, my favorite two are these two.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot.
Yeah, the first one looks otherworldly, and I think
does.
the post-processing is really good on it.
Yeah.
It's crisp and it's crunchy, but it's not too much.
Yeah, it didn't
Usually
go too
people go
far.
overboard
You're not
with
getting
it.
like weird halos or weird.
Yeah,
you
nothing.
know.
It's really nice and crisp and crunchy.
I like the middle one. I like that.
I like this one too.
Yeah.
I really like this one. Really like these two. I think are just absolute knockouts. This is all right. I actually like the picture, and they put a painterly effect over it, which is good.
Right.
But it doesn't look like a painting.
No, it's not the right image for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it enhances it at all.
I think your technique is good. I don't think it's the right photo for this technique. Kirk?
Yeah, I would agree with that because I love using textures and I love adding brushstrokes and painterly effects to an image, but I'm not sure this one really is enhanced by it. It looks still very angular and architectural, it doesn't really have that kind of hand-painted effect that you're kind of going for here.
Right.
I'm not sure that it's enhanced by that image. I would say pull that image off and let us see the natural forms of it.
But I think it's a really good photo. Also, I do want to point out, do you see the logo that is on the tail of the plane? That is the British Air Force roundel. I have a shirt with that on it, and everyone always goes, "Oh, you're a target." I'm like, "Oh my God." Anyway, these are great. We're starting off with such great images today.
These are excellent.
Yeah, they're good, right? All right, good job. And I'm also happy with today's post-processing. Like, our post stuff has been very good today.
Yeah, very
good.
Let
me see what else we got here. Oh, this is nice. Let's go look at this. Very different from what we've been looking at, but still lovely. Let's take a look. This is my favorite of the three. Though there's a speck down here. What is this? What's this?
Look at that.
Well,
yeah, it's up on, there's up on the right corner. There's one too. I just think it's like there's like a pollen dust or something.
One right here.
Right there.
Yeah. Well, you can't have pollen dust in your.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of that.
Right.
So, but that's okay. And then you got.
Yeah, the colors don't really pop like they should.
They're not the most beautiful, like, the flowers aren't at their peak, like, beautiful.
Right. Yeah, like this one's starting to wilt a little.
Yeah.
It's my favorite of the three. But here's the thing. I have high hopes for this photographer because their technique is very good.
Yeah, it's about getting the right subject.
Yeah. Yep. So now let's just focus on getting the right flowers when they're at their peak, when they're blooming, when they're blossoming, when they're in full blossom, they're blossomination. But I love the technique. Now, you don't need all this extra stuff in the background. This one right here is a little bit, let's crop this in a bit. You don't need all that other stuff. It'll be stronger if you just get to something, more like, but still it's not the greatest.
It's not the greatest angle, and it's just kind of like the flower's not that strong.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more color in it too. I think the color could use just a little bit more vibrance. Maybe it's the monitor I'm looking at, but it feels like it could be just a little bit stronger with the color.
Yeah. So
it isn't the technique. It isn't the settings. It isn't the settings. It's more about like putting the flower in its best light, and then also making sure those flowers are the best flowers.
All right, we are going to take a short break. We're going to look at some more images as soon as we come back. Stick around. Don't go away. We're live on the grid.
Hey, I'm Jeff Leinbach here. I'm bringing you a new class. I had so much fun doing what to shoot when there's nothing to shoot here on Kelby 1 that I decided to expand it, give you what to shoot 2. So in this class, there's more places to shoot, more ideas, more photo helps, more self-assignments. We're going to show you ways to work a scene, to get something that's extraordinary from an ordinary image. We're also going to show you that the world's happening all around you, 360 degrees. Things are happening above you, below you, beside you, in front of you, behind you. You need to look in all directions to capture good photographs because they're everywhere. We're going to show you ways to bring more life into your images by simply just twisting your camera a little bit. We call it being tilted. It's okay to be tilted once in a while if you're going to get more dynamic images from it. It's all about more. So just to give you more ideas to motivate you to get out and photograph. Join me on my latest class at kelby1.com.
Hey everybody, Erik Kuna here, and I want to tell you about my new class over on kelby1.com. It's about advanced Milky Way post-processing. We're going to go through all the steps you need to know, taking your image from that raw file all the way to a processed final image, right? And we're going to go through dealing with light pollution. We're going to talk about how to nail that white balance and really enhance the Milky Way and enhance the detail in your images. And then those finishing moves to create that dreamy landscape where really the Milky Way and the landscape kind of become one, and that image really pops and has that depth and dimension you want it. We're going to show you noise reduction tools to really enhance those Milky Way shots and wipe out noise. Things like Topaz denoise, On1 no noise, DxO's D prime that really take that noise and just wipe it right out. The other thing we're going to do is show you tools and techniques that I use to speed up my workflow and really make it lightning fast. I'm going to show you how I do it with actions and presets and panels to get done with the image faster so you can get on to creating your next image. So come join me on the journey with my next class over on kelby1.com.
An often overlooked but incredibly lucrative avenue for photographers is documenting bar and bat mitzvah ceremonies and their crazy parties. They produce more referrals than weddings and potentially steadier income, but where to begin? Because there are rules you need to know about Jewish customs, and lighting inside some of the older temples can be very, very tricky. Luckily, I can help you with all that. I have been photographing bar and bat mitzvahs in the Los Angeles area for 15 years, maybe even longer, and I can teach you everything you need to know. I'm Jefferson Graham, and I hope you'll join me for my latest class right here on Kelby One.
Hi, I'm Jack Rosnicki, and I have a new class at kelby1.com on camera scanning. If you're like me and you have a barn full of slides and negatives and other stuff, what I did is I was able to do camera scans, which is very quick and efficient and very good quality, to convert all my old negatives and slides and prints into digital form, which makes my life a lot easier. And I'll give you a lot of tips and tricks on how to do that yourself. So come and watch my class at kelby1.com on camera scanning.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back.
We are back.
Mr. Kuna's got a comment.
Yeah, so we just had a comment from one of the viewers who was talking about on December 8th on Twitter I had to find it, it was in a reply to a comment. So this wasn't something that they said officially until somebody started complaining. But basically on December 8th, they were saying that the supply chain shortages have impacted our production timelines. This is Drobo. And we're expecting 5D3 restock within the next 2 to 3 months, as long as everything's on track. And when I looked back at it, I started reading other comments. It's been kind of like that for the last 6 or 7 months, kind of the answer. So there's definitely something going on with the supply chain issues, but that's very concerning that it's taking that long and that things are not, it seems like things are not lining up to the timelines, and just a lot of randomness out there. So there's definitely something going on. Yeah. So we'll see. Right. We'll see what happens. The Drobo saga continues.
The Drobo saga continues.
But it's people in here asking for, I need a part. And they're going, you don't have it in stock. How can I get it? And they're like, well, 2 to 3 months. And you don't want your backup solution to be 2 to 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, but that thing was a couple of days ago, right? That comment?
Yes, but then there was other comments even farther back that are going.
Right, but what I'm saying is they've been out of stock since...
For a while.
Well, at least since August of whatever.
Yeah.
That's too long.
Yeah.
It
doesn't look good.
That's not a sustainable business model when you don't have products to sell.
It's not a sustainable business model if for 2 years you haven't had anything to sell.
Right.
Okay, back to our story. Let's take a look at another set of images. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think everything's there's
Erik.
Where to start? Yeah. That they're so far away. They're not close to each other. The surrounding is kind of just boring. It's not that exciting.
Right. You got a blurry mess in the foreground.
Yeah, the blurry mess in the foreground. Just everything. I know what you're trying to do. You're seeing this bridge, how it's going to be good over the water, but it's like, it just looks like a big old kind of like mess.
Shot at the worst time of day.
Which is your wedding photographer. You're going to go when the people are there, they can shoot, but it's the worst time of day. I think coming in tight here would have been better, but again, it just wasn't the right environment.
Okay, so before we go any further, there's a video you need to watch, whoever the photographer is that took this. Cliff Mountner did a whole video class, a course on Kelby 1. Yes, I'm plugging one of our things, but it's Cliff's class. And I think it was called Shooting Weddings Around the Clock or something along that line, where he shows you sometimes you don't have a choice of what time to shoot, and you still have to make beautiful images. You're not making beautiful images. You're shooting in harsh light. They're harsh. And take a look at the bride and groom. Can you get them a little further apart?
I mean, they just don't look connected at all.
There's no connection. And unless, now, if there was some reason this bridge is important, the ceremony was held on the bridge or something, but I think you just went to a local park, they don't look connected.
It's an awkward pose, too. I mean, my wife and I, if we were ever, like, my daughter, what are you guys doing? That looks so awkward, you know, like you're just standing up there, like holding hands, like stretched out, like.
Now, it looks as though, and I could be wrong, that he is holding the bouquet here.
I think
Is he?
so.
Is
but
that what
there's
that
other
is?
things. There's like
He's so far away, you can't even tell what he's holding, but it does look like
it does look like
it looks like the bouquet or something. And you have a jet flying over.
That's not needed. You can totally wait just another 20 seconds for that jet to get out of the way.
Well, yeah.
I think they actually might have thought that the jet was
No, I think that they think the jet was cool.
Yeah, the cool.
It's not
and it's
cool.
distracting.
It's
the other thing that's
unbalanced.
distracting is there's a bird up in the other corner.
Right, I was going to say, push
there's
in
a
little
bird in this
closer.
corner, there's a jet in this
So you don't
corner.
see
These are
either
just
one.
a mess. I'm sorry.
It's just like everything. And then here, the background.
Yeah.
Simplifying. I mean, you have the palm tree growing out of the head. You have the fence back there.
Yep.
I understand, but that's where compression, getting that blurry background.
And they're so far from each other.
Yeah,
They are.
And
Where's
they're still
the
like
love?
not connected, like the posing.
Where's the love?
And you got that's a hard thing with. I mean, this is I don't do a lot of people photography because it is you have to. The posing is almost the key.
Yeah.
That's
All
the
right.
key, the
So now you have
emotion.
2 classes to watch. Watch Cliff Mountner's because your lighting. This is the best lighting of all of them, and it's not good.
Right.
So
The
on that
second-
third one, I do like the fact
Go
that they
ahead,
were
Kirk.
looking at each other. So that he at least got that.
Yeah.
Or she, whoever this was, at least got that. I don't like the fact that that palm tree is right smack dab behind her head.
Yeah.
And I also find chain link is never a good look for a background. It's never a good look for chain
Find
link
something
unless you're
else
doing
if
like
you
a
see
prison
chain link.
shot or something.
Yeah.
You don't want that vibe on a wedding photo.
And if you were going to shoot them there and you had no other choice, you better be putting that background way out of focus.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Get back, zoom in as much as you
Zoom
can,
in you
drop
can.
it down to the lowest
Yep.
f-stop.
Right here,
I don't care. Put an ND filter, something. Make that background blurry.
That background's got to be so blurry you can't see that there's a fence there, and that's very easy to do.
Bokeh that into oblivion.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture in a minute here. I think I'll show you what we're talking about. But your photo, that is your finished photo, looks like a behind-the-scenes shot.
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
does.
see what
And
you're
it's
saying. It's just like, yeah, we're out here shooting today.
Yeah, all right, so the second class you need to watch is Jerry Johannes's class on Kelby 1 on posing the bride and groom.
Yes.
You need posing work, you need lighting work, you need concept work, you need camera settings. You need it all. I'm hoping, my only hope is that this is a family member and you didn't charge him.
Maybe.
I mean, I got to be honest.
Maybe.
I don't know what to say.
I get what you're saying.
If I paid you to do this, we'd be in court. I'm not kidding. I kid you not. If I paid you to be in my wedding, we would absolutely be in court.
Yeah. I concur with Jerry's class.
And you got a nice looking couple.
And I know the other side is like they probably did like it, and they're probably like, but you there's little things that you can do, and I think that's what Scott's saying. There's little things you can do with moving around with the lighting, softening the lighting, making them closer together and more that would make the photos better, which is just a better. It's a better experience for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So just
All right,
put
so
the
go
effort into
Go
that.
off of my screen for a second. I'm going to look for something.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Because I want to give you an example, and then you'll go, oh, okay.
Right.
So, but it might take me a second to find it.
Right.
And even posing the bride and groom like that wasn't really the most flattering angle for the bride. She was just very dead straight on. And you usually pose the more masculine the more masculine figures, almost kind of a brick-like, straight-on, showing strength and solidarity. Whereas the more feminine figures, you want to show some angles, you want to show some curves, you want to try to slim some of that and capture that more feminine figure to it. And that posing with that couple there just really didn't capture that.
Yeah, and that's where when Scott was saying the behind-the-scenes shot and stuff, that's what it isn't. Like the photo's exposed, and you've got the camera, and it took the shot. That's all it is. It's just kind of like it's just a snapshot. It's just a photo taken with a camera that's got a little bit of blur to it because it's a bigger sensor. But it's not anything that there's no sculpting to the light. There's no connection with the posing. It's those things that kind of get lost. And I think that's what Scott's looking for right now, is the thing of what's the difference, or what is so that's not the shot. What are the shots?
Where do you find the shot in this situation? Because you know it's there. Yeah. It's a beautiful couple. They're having a special day. You know that there's a shot there. You just got to find it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so far we've not found it.
Right.
Hold
Keep
on.
looking. You'll get it.
I thought I could get this really easily, and apparently I cannot. Rats.
Lyle says, "Boca that into oblivion needs to be a T-shirt."
Yes.
Yes, I can do that. I'm gonna make that T-shirt.
Yeah, Boca that into oblivion. That's a good one.
Bokeh it in. Let me just one more place. Could it be right here?
The prison shot. Yep, that's what. That's hilarious. Yeah, chain link is just never
a good look.
A good look. It just is not, unless you are going for that.
Sure.
You're going for a prison shot. I mean, it definitely looks like this is a cage.
Yeah, and sometimes I see those where people will hire a model, really pretty, and she's pressed up against the chain link, and I'm always like, that's not the best choice.
That shot had a little bit of bokeh in it, it had a little bit, but it actually makes it worse with chain link.
Right.
It actually makes it accentuates the fact that it is chain link. It's crazy.
All right, this is my last chance to see. All right, hold on. One.
And also when they chose those wide shots with that sky, the sky wasn't very dramatic. I mean, it had a bunch of clouds in there.
I think they're going for that. There's this bridge and the water, and there's these layers, and it kind of looks like unique. It looks like a unique place. It's not like a normal, I'm just standing out in a field. It's like a bridge over water, which doesn't have palm trees.
Yeah.
But it's still it's not a beautiful sight, and it wasn't a beautiful sky. And
I wonder if that bridge is a better angle if you could elevate a little bit higher. I'm guessing they probably couldn't, because they had to stand down and they could only get so high. But the architecture of that bridge, maybe it's more interesting at a slightly higher elevation. It's hard to say without being. It's not.
I think that you're trying for something that just isn't there.
Yeah.
It's not. Hang on one second. I found it. It took me a minute.
And John's saying that he asked for a Tiny Terry T-shirt for Christmas.
Everyone should get a tiny T-shirt. Okay, so take a look on screen. This is what you're getting.
Yep.
Right, you have the bride and groom, and you got a kind of a busy background behind it, and that is a behind-the-scenes shot. That's
where you're just showing. Here's where I was shooting the bride. You got that. That's exactly how the photo looks. It's just kind of there.
So what we're talking about is you're going to use a combination of zooming in with your lens, a long lens, and zooming in. So look how far back I am from her. You're going to zoom in, you're going to back up, you're going to zoom in with a long lens. I'm shooting a 70 to 200, I think. Mm-hmm. You're going to zoom in, and you're going to use the smallest numbered f-stop that your lens will allow.
Right.
F2.8, F4, F5.6, F6.3. It will be the zooming that makes the difference. Your background then, now look at the background here. Look at the busy background, palm tree, stuff in the background. It should look like this. You don't even know what's back there. There could be a chain link fence behind her. You wouldn't even know. You've got to put the
and
background
when you're saying
out of focus.
Yep.
The
bokeh that into oblivion.
That's
bokeh
it.
to oblivion.
Bokeh the background into oblivion right there.
Now, you've also got to use the light right. You've also got to use light so they're not getting half of their faces super bright. Mm-hmm. You want there to be, you can see the light is coming. I set her up to where the light is coming in. So you want shadows on the face, but you don't want it to be bright on one side, dark on the other. You want a balance of light, but you want one side to have shadows and one. Anyway, that's the bokeh we're talking about.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Give me a second to grab
Bokeh
another
that
one.
to Bolivian. I love it.
What'd you
It's a
say?
bumper sticker.
Bokeh that background to
Bokeh
Oblivion.
to oblivion. Bokeh to oblivion.
I'm going to design a shirt.
I hope
I'll
we
send it to you
helped
guys.
there. I hope we helped there.
All right, here we go. These are nice.
Yeah, these are pretty.
Nice.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I really, you see wine bottle shots a lot, right? Because they're fun to shoot. I love that you're using the tall soft boxes to create the, you know, Aaron was talking about that last week on when he was our guest on the grid. He's an incredible food photographer. And he was talking about the long soft boxes and the wonderful, you know, highlights they create. You got a nice highlight on the glass. I love that you put the blue, like a blue gel on it or whatever. And maybe you did that in post, but I don't know. It could be just blue all over. But I think that's very nicely done. The lighting on the front of the label is subtle. You have a little lighting in the background. It's just really well crafted. This is okay. It's just too crunchy. This is where we talk about, like, we like it crisp.
That was like the opposite of earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
This is it's just gone too far. But it's kind of an interesting expression. And it's just, take it back by 25%.
Yep.
And I think you'd have something nice there. Good lighting, very dramatic. And this looks like it was taken by an entirely different photographer altogether. The skin tone is not good. The light balance isn't good. It literally looks like this was taken by somebody else.
Yeah,
there's no way that I would say that this
one of
photographer
those photos is not like
took
the
that.
other.
Yeah, this is like,
not like the other, right?
completely out of character from what you were shooting. The brightest thing in the photo is either the band on her hat or her hand.
Arm and the hand.
Yeah, that
gotta
band
get
on the hat
light up.
does
Sculpt the light a
bother
little
me.
bit
You
more.
got to get light up in there. It won't open. There we go. You got to get
You
light
can do a
up
lot
in
of
there.
that with just filters, like
Right.
brush,
go in
radial
here.
filters.
And you got to get light up in there. Then you got to create another mask
Yeah, like
and get the light off of that top band.
Yeah. Yeah. That needs to be deeper gray, right?
And
That
then,
should not be
this
bright.
is sloppy, but you got to do something with that hand. Like all of this down here. Okay,
Yeah,
in
all
fact,
that.
here, let me just get rid of that. Let's do a different mask. Let's do a linear gradient. Let's go up from the bottom. That's sloppy as crap. But you get the idea.
Well, getting the point of if you're sculpting the light up towards the face, then that's where you're going to look.
Yeah,
So, and I don't-
that looks like trash, but you get the idea. Don't go by my terrible editing there. But you got to do something with those skin tones, and you got to get. And it's not warm. The picture is it's a weird skin tone. You need a warmer skin tone. Man, I hate what I did with that linear gradient.
That doesn't help.
I just hate it.
That doesn't help.
Don't say anything, Kirk. Don't say anything.
Yeah, but you would probably do like you were talking about. You do some brushing and maybe
I would do
you
some
go
brushing
like maybe
and
a gradient
whatever.
from the bottom and then a gradient
It's
from
all
the side.
bad what I did. Don't even.
So the cropping itself, I don't like that it's cutting off her tattoo on her arm there.
new.
So it needs to either include all of it or cut it all off. Don't give us half of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, absolutely right. Background's too dark too.
And
If you're
what's hard there is if you're going to light that up and then have the elbow be so bright because you're wider out, you're going to have the problems too there.
Right.
So you're just going to have to sculpt that light better.
I want someone to tell me how the photographer that took those other two shots that had such a great control of light and everything and post took this shot. It's like you loaned your camera to somebody else. I don't know. You're seeing something in that shot, but you can just look at the eyes side by side. And if you can't do it in lighting, do it in post, right?
Right.
Can you see the shot? Is my camera?
I think you just plug it in.
All right, hold
again,
on. I'll
yeah.
just do the old unplug, replug thing. See if that works. There we go. If you did nothing but the eyes. Now, I went too far with the brush, right? So you could say, well, you got a little crazy with the brush.
You've gone a little crazy with the brush.
Maybe I went a little too far right there. Oh, that's a hard brush. That's not good. Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
Now it's starting to look really interesting.
Okay, sorry.
That's kind of an interesting
What
take,
it was
though.
is for some reason my feather was set at 0. So hang on. It just didn't. There we go. It just didn't need to come down. There you go. I was a little aggressive with my. Anyway,
Sculpting
go
the
fix
light.
that up. You can fix that up.
But you're doing
Kirk
it in the
is
other
100%
photos. And
right
I think
on
that's what you're doing it in the other photos.
Yeah.
Right. This one you're not.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. All right, let's roll on. There's some comments. Oh, hey, while I'm doing this, while I'm getting this next one up, John Dukes asked, Eric, please show the eagle photos you captured this week. They are amazing. So if this eagle flew into your backyard?
Yeah.
Flew into Eric's backyard. Eric must be living right. Eagles flying into your backyard. What's going on?
Hey, it's just flying around.
Some eagles
Tampa.
flying around, standard stuff. Regular Thursday.
You got a few icons on your screen there, Eric. On your desktop.
Oh, I know, right? Let's see. Yeah, this guy.
Look at that.
That's in Eric's backyard.
Well, it's in everybody's backyard around
It's in
here.
everybody's backyard.
It's not my backyard, but yeah. But yeah, no.
Wow.
I just flying around. It's great. It's great practice for me. I love practice on birds because if you can shoot a bird, you can shoot a plane. That's the thing. They fly much faster, much more erratic, so
Hey, you know
they're
what
great
they say?
practice.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's take another look at another one. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's nice. Is that Thor's well? I don't know.
It's also Eric's backyard.
I like that one. That's my favorite of the bunch.
That is one of the observatories in Hawaii.
In Hawaii?
Yeah, I think so.
In Come On, Wanna Leave You?
Yeah, one of those. I don't know. Whatever.
If you say it fast
Mount
enough, Eric doesn't really
Wanahakalugi?
catch it. All right. This is all right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kind of
what
a
it's-
vacation photo. It's not bad. The junk on the left isn't helping.
Right.
It's
The
also
grass
it's
and-
also crooked, and because of the beach line, it looks even more crooked.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what would really help this shot is to clean the beach.
Yes.
Get rid of all the junk.
all the junk.
And because there is a certain romance here to outrigger and all, but
Right. And I'm going to ask, are we supposed to look at the beach or at the sky? Because when you put that horizon line where it is, you're not telling us one way or the other.
Yep.
So if you put the horizon line at
Yep.
the lower third, you're telling us look at the sky. If you put the horizon line at the top third, you're telling us look at the beach. When you put it right in the middle, you're sending kind of a mixed message as to where you're supposed to look.
all right.
Yep.
Now this one, you're telling us to look at the well.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
It's
I mean,
pretty.
that one's not bad.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But this one, I love the negative space.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the colors. Look at the
colors,
gradation
light.
of colors on
You can
the
actually see,
observatory.
yeah, exactly, and that's the different angles of the observatory, right? And how
Yeah.
the light's wrapping around
That's a
it.
really cool shot.
That's cool.
That's cool. We're
I
giving
love
that,
that
one
one,
up. Big
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
This is,
Eh,
it's not bad.
it's
I
not
like
bad.
it. It's fine.
This
that
one,
one,
skip it.
And that's where
Just
if you look at
skip
the three, that's the one that's like, okay, that one isn't like the other.
Yeah, like these two look like high-level
Like
photos.
if you had the last two, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And then that first one, you're like, that kind of was
vacation
out of
photo.
there.
All right.
Snapshot.
All right, what else we got here? Let's see what's in here. Oh, hold on, don't show it yet. Whoop.
Oh, don't worry, they're not going to be able to show it yet.
Oh, good, because there's an issue. Good, because I have a
'Cause,
person's
Jason
name in
just
there.
said-
Hold on.
I heard him say we lost the computer again.
Oh, we lost the computer again? By the way, a number of people did not follow instructions. Said send in your 3. A bunch of people sent in 2. Some sent in 6 or 7.
That is not 3.
It's pretty simple. Send in 3.
It's like the only barrier to enter is to send
Just
3
send in
photos.
3. All right, have you lost mine or do I need to do it again?
Yep.
Let's retweak it. Another Kuna picture from his backyard.
Yep.
Wow.
There he is.
Wow.
You know what's wonderful
Well-
about these 3 shots? Is the lighting in all of them is awesome.
Yeah.
the detail that the lighting does.
Such
to the
soft
photo.
lighting and nice here, nice here, nice.
Yeah.
It's a duckling, but it's a duckling with good post-processing. And
a reflection.
Yeah.
And a reflection. And that makes, these are very nice.
These are very
This one's a little freaky because the eyes look a little freaky.
That one's the one that throws me off. It doesn't look right.
The eyes look weird.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's just
weird.
the bird. The bird's
Wait.
eyes are weird.
No, but what if it's a zombie bird?
Oh.
Because the eyes always get crazy, right?
Well, then it's even weirder.
And it's even weirder.
He's
I
not
don't know.
wrong.
These are very nicely done. It's nice lighting. These are wonderful.
Yeah.
If the eyes are funky in that shot, it's not because of the photographer.
No, but that's
the
just
bird.
like sometimes they're just not beautiful things, and that's one of the birds that like it just looks creepy.
And sometimes
It's not beautiful.
it's time for a break. Good job to this photographer. Not much to really critique. You're doing great stuff. We got some more coming up after the break, so stick around.
Would you believe us if we told you that you could fit studio lighting in your pocket? Well, Lytra has made it possible. Lytra is a global award-winning brand that designs and manufactures professional-grade camera lights that are compact, rugged, and waterproof. Whether you're using Lytra gear in a photo studio or underwater, Lytra's mission is to provide content creators with flexible and unlimited lighting tools that can mount on any camera, anywhere. Their lights come with a high CRI or color rendering index, making them some of the most color accurate lights in the industry. Due to the light's compact and rugged design, photographers are able to use the lights in ways that their studio lighting never could. Lytra has also made multiple lighting accessories available to fit your every need as a creator. Whether you're shooting portraits, nailing a product shot, or even flying your drone, they have got you covered. Lytra enables photographers and filmmakers to focus on their craft and create something beautiful. What will you create?
Have you ever gone to the movies and after spending your $30 on popcorn and a ticket, you walked out of the theater thinking, man, that movie was just an excuse to sell toys? But I have started to think that maybe I can look at those toys a different way. And I am a storyteller at heart. And the stories I want to tell are based on those cinematic universes that I love so much. So maybe I could use those toys to tell the stories that I want to tell. The only limit is my imagination. The best part is, you could do the same thing. So join me for my class on unlocking storytelling with toy photography, only on Kelby One.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
And we're back.
And we are back. Hello, everyone. I like the way our jib doesn't move anymore.
Yeah.
Just sits up there, hanging out.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Juan's not here.
Oh, Juan's not here.
I met Juan. He's a great guy.
Juan is the greatest.
He
Juan
really
is
is
just
super helpful.
I know. I love working with Juan. Juan is the most helpful, and he's got a great. He's been here for so long. How many years has Juan been here? Is it 16 years, 14 years?
Damn.
He has great
Yes.
institutional knowledge.
One of those.
Yeah. Anyway, I love Juan. So I'm trying to work with our team to get Juan over to Prague with me in May.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
To do a class,
yeah.
on location in Prague. So
I'm
working on getting Juan over there.
Awesome.
And I've traveled with Juan. Juan did a class with me in Venice.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. Of course, we get to see Venice, which is it's pretty nice.
Right?
But the food was kind of.
Please.
Food's amazing.
Please.
The food's amazing in Prague. So I'm doing a workshop in Prague. So
It's amazing in Europe.
all right, give me one more second here. I just got to pull up this next image. Oh, why don't people send in 3 images? It's killing me. It's killing me. Wah, wah, wah.
All right, well, we'll be giving away some prizes here shortly, too. If you
All
wanna
right,
win.
well, let's look at some images in the meantime. Oh, I just did something horrible. Hold on.
Maybe.
All right, I got images. Here we go.
Ooh.
Now, usually I like to look at 3 images first and then say something, but holy crap, that is awesome.
Ooh. Wow.
Woo! Woo!
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. These are like,
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Oh, forget it. You're good.
Yeah, we're not going to say anything here.
We just go to the next ones. Yeah, good job.
Next.
Sculpting light, compositing,
right?
blending the scenes,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's just
Go for
wow.
it. Just keep on doing it.
Yeah, whatever it is, you're
Just do
doing.
more.
Wow.
Right.
So that was quick.
I mean, that's the lighting. You knew where to look. You knew where to lead
Yeah.
into the scene. It's all the
All
things we've been talking about.
Let's move on. Here we go.
All right.
These are very nice.
Definitely trying with the light. The light.
Yeah, this person's got a good understanding of light.
Yeah.
This has got a really nice, there's a softness to it, and I don't think it's all bokeh. I think that's part of the post-processing.
Yeah, it almost has like, again, I say like an Orton effect or something. to
So
it,
this
where you
is
got that,
probably
like,
their kid, right?
haze.
It's cool when you see people take this level of photos of their children.
Right.
I don't think this is just, I'm stalking some random boy in the park. And that's very nice.
That's so pretty.
Yeah,
these are all very nice.
You could do some cleanup there. and
Well,
reduce it,
yeah,
but
like
it's
you could
still not.
You could get rid of.
I mean,
Whoa!
we could,
you could get rid of this
that
up
stuff
here.
up there. Maybe some stuff on the road
What
there.
is that?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's a. I don't know.
Yeah,
But it
it's
needs,
just that's where you could do some cleanup
There's
on
a
it, but again,
monolith.
it's not bad.
how about this fence
Yep,
here?
Yep, that's the kind of stuff.
But this is a very. You know what it is? It's such a nice photo. You should spend a little
You
more
should
time
clean
on
it up. That's what I'm saying.
Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great photo. Just clean it up.
So, guys, do you know what it is that all this stuff does, like the monolith and the fence and the
monolith.
things? Yes, they are distracting, but what it is it hurts the romance of the photo.
Right.
Like there is a romance. I'm not talking just about love, like like a wedding photo, but there's a romantic vision of a place that you picture yourself walking along these things, and when you see these things, it steals a little of the romance. The monolith, where you go, what is that?
Right.
And you see some stuff coming in from the top, and it steals some of the romance from the shot.
A great example would be like you're gonna go over to Prague, right? Europe, power lines.
Power lines.
You don't see the
steal
power lines,
romance.
right?
Not
But they
while you're there.
steal all the mystery and the romance. Like when you see power lines in your image, and then you take the power lines out, it just simplifies that, and it creates a kind of timeless and
Absolutely.
Yeah. Power lines are a great example, and they happen all the time in shots where they just take them out because they ruin the image, and we don't see them. We're
Right.
kind of like immune to them. We don't see them. It's
Right, we don't see them in person, but they not only appear in our photos, but they appear exaggerated in our photos. So stuff like that when you were, like, I doubt when you were standing there taking that photograph, you were like, oh man, that fence is killing the shot.
No, you don't even
You
see
didn't even
it.
notice the fence.
yeah. You probably didn't know there was a fence there, but then when
once
you see
the fence, it's time. So you just kind of have to sit back and say, what is distracting in this photo? Like, look at the next one here. There's nothing really. I mean, you could get rid of that stuff in the top right corner. It's not helping your photo. There's a little something over here in this corner. It's not helping the photo, but there's nothing here enough that's stealing the romance like the other ones are.
Right.
So, but these are very nice. They're just nicely done. It's wonderful light. You've got a great sense of light, and honestly, it's like what is his name? What's that guy? Eastman started the film company.
Yeah.
George Eastman did pretty good with it for a while. Was like, understand light, and you know the secret to photography.
Yep.
And so you understand light, and you also have a great sense of storytelling and whimsy and romance.
So speaking of storytelling with that one, do you think that little boy is actually causing the birds to fly?
Yes.
I love that storytelling element of it, and that's why they chose to keep that in there.
Yeah, well, and that's what I think. That's what I saw too. That's what you see. Even if he isn't,
Right.
I thought he was chasing the birds.
Right.
That's what's being communicated by the photo.
Yeah, and that's excellent
And the
when you can
backlit,
communicate
everything, and side lit. It's just these are wonderful. These would be beautiful, presented, framed, and I mean these could be very nice. I think they're doing a good job. All right, I'm going to grab another one real quick. I think we got one right here. Am I correct? Oh yeah, give me 1 second to get rid of the.
Well, I can give away some
names.
prizes if you
give away those prizes.
Yeah,
Eric.
so we're going to give away some prizes here. So we got
Do it,
the
Eric.
Platypod Twin Pack is going to Sandy McCurdy. And then No Noise, I'm One No Noise is going to Melissa Bailata. And then Boris Effects Optics is going to Bruce Wunderlich. And then Lightroom 7-Point System is going to Carla F. And then Scott's Travel Photography ebook is going to Rick Greeley. So there you go. Just email us over at gridprize@kelby1.com. We'll verify your information and then send you out your prize.
Congratulations, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
So this next one, I just looked through him while he was talking. And I think this person is actually onto something, and you may not think so at first. But let's take a look at the 3 shots. Here's one. So these are all from obviously a drag race. This one is really cool. This one right here of she's getting ready to start the race. The cars are on the line. It's smoky. This is a very cleverly put together shot with one huge problem. Let's see if Kirk can figure out what it is. I'll put you on the spot,
her
man.
Face. Was that
Yeah,
what you were
I mean,
looking
I
for?
would have said the same thing. I don't think Scott.
You can't see her
can't see her
face.
face. You
I
can't
think that
see
you
her.
can't see her face is cool.
Yeah, I just can't see
It's the
her.
text. The sign in the front.
Oh, yeah.
We are programmed to read the sign, and the sign's supposed to tell us what's in the photo, but unfortunately, it's an ad.
It's an ad.
You can get rid of that so easily
So quick.
in Photoshop. And then you're really focused on, but you know, it was Jay Maisel that says, if you have text in your photo, it better relate to the photo.
Right.
Now, that's a good use of chain link.
I was going to say the same thing,
This
Eric.
is perfectly appropriate.
Yes.
Because
That's
it's
a good
not
use.
a wedding photo, it's a drag race.
Exactly.
I mean, it kind of feels like, drag race.
Yeah.
gritty,
And
it's
I think
hard.
I would probably get
We're probably
rid of
going to
those.
prison after this anyways.
I might go to get rid of those stickers on there. But I think it's cool that you don't see her face.
You think so?
Because it's not
I mean,
about her.
I'm with you that I
not
don't
a
mind
portrait.
that. I wish I could see a little clearer. Like, I think that photo by itself, you'd have to really read into it that that's a drag race. When you see it with the other two, you start going, oh, it's a drag race.
Right, it's a series.
Yeah.
Now, the only unfortunate thing about it, look how nice and crisp it is and all.
It is.
The 2 unfortunate things are it's crooked.
Yes.
Crooked. Come on.
You mean that car isn't supposed to be leaning like that?
No, it's not supposed to be leaning like that.
Oh, that's so better already.
Look how crooked it was. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, God. I swear I hate that. I'm not a fan of Camera Raw, but it's a long story of why I have to use it sometimes. And this is one of those stories in the big city. And I don't know. Okay, anyway.
Anyways, it's crooked.
It's crooked. But what's killing it is that Chevy Silverado in the background and the other tire. This
that tire
would not
there.
be easy to get rid of, but I would get rid of it.
Yeah.
The tire and the truck, you can do it. You got all you do is you take these trees and clone them down that way. Take this, clone it down. Take the ground, clone it over. Yeah, it's a half an hour project. Then I'd get rid of this cooler.
Cooler too.
I'd leave all the rest of the stuff. I might get rid of that telephone pole and those wires. I'd leave the guy.
Just going to
I'd leave this
simplify
guy.
that frame. You're going to simplify that
You're
frame.
going to simplify the frame.
In order to focus on the conversation between the race car driver and whoever's talking to him.
So I commend the use of black and white here, and I think the reason they chose that was probably because that cooler was a bright red, and they knew it was going to pull focus.
That could be it. It also gives it a documentary feel.
Yep,
it does.
Being black and white. Now, this might be a strong enough.
That's pretty nice.
It's easier to get rid of that truck.
Yeah, get that truck out of there, but that focuses in on what the subject is, and it's really the conversation between the driver and the mechanic there.
Yeah, I like that you can see the driver's eyes.
Yep.
And you have the wise guy, the older guy saying, look, here's what you got to do. And the kid's like, shut up, old man. All right. But I think I just did that as a quick crop. There's a better crop here, but you haven't lost the fact that it's a dragster. You haven't lost really anything. So, and you made the image stronger. And this one here needs some work. Number one, you got the Van Hartman up
there
Same
again.
sign.
Yeah.
I don't know how much other stuff that you need here. I think, again, this is a matter of cropping. That, do you need this guy here? Do you need that sign? Like, how much do we need to know that you've got the Christmas tree here, so you know that it's a drag race? Probably maybe a little wider like that.
Yep.
You still get the idea that the car just left?
Yeah.
I don't know. This one, cropping might not save this one. But here's the thing. The bigger picture is, I really like what this photographer's doing. They're doing documentary style. They're trying, they're black and white, looks good.
Good.
They're trying to tell a story.
Yep.
And I love the little things like the car being gone.
Yep.
And you see the smoke and what it looks like afterwards. I love that you see her, getting ready to launch the cars.
Yep.
There's probably a better word than launch.
Launch
But
the
I look at
cars.
Erik
That's
Kuna,
good.
and I think launch.
Yeah, launch.
So I like how they're doing the before and after of that action that kind of everybody tends to focus on.
Correct,
and that's just the launch of the cars, and when the tires are spinning and the smoke's coming out. That gets photographed a lot. This photographer is saying, hey, there's some interesting things to see before and after that. And I do applaud that choice.
Yeah. Now, I would say this to that photographer. Now, this photographer only sent in 3 photos. They may have 50 that tell this story, but if this was a friend of mine and they sent it to me, here's what I would tell them next. Next, and I'm going to give you the same advice that Dave Black gave me about football. I would go and I would cover the football game, and I had every shot of a guy reaching for the ball and running across the, and Dave's like, there is more to a football game than the game. There's all these things that surround the game that tell the story. And if you go look at my sports photography, I have an entire category in my sports photography just called detail shots. You get in really tight and get the details of racing. Get just in on the helmet of the person. Get on an empty helmet. Like here, and this is not going to look good because it's a low res picture, but you could get a really interesting picture of just this.
Yeah.
It's not a hero shot. But they don't all have to be hero shots.
There's
it helps
shots that tell the story. Yeah.
Right. And here's the thing about it. Everybody in the stands, everybody there sees the image. They see this scene. When you go in tight and you show them details, you're bringing them something that they wouldn't see with their naked eye, and that's what makes it interesting. And I think within these shots that you've done, there are other shots within them, just like we zoomed in here, but you might be able to find something else here that's really, really interesting that is just a tiny detail, but still looks really cool.
Yep.
That helps tell the story. Again, it's not the hero shot, but it's ones that when you place it with the hero shot in like a book or a slideshow or a Adobe Spark page or whatever, it makes them stronger. And it when you do a series, anytime you do a series, and this is what's nice, this is another thing I like about this photographer. They sent in 3 photos that are all the same. And this is not to criticize the other photographer that sent in the wine bottle and then the person and then the senior portrait, but they're 3 different genres of photo. Like this person sent in a cohesive, they were taken by the same photographer, they're cohesive, etc. We were way out over time, but did you give away the prizes?
I did.
You did?
Did.
Yeah.
Did you tell them about the deal at Peach Pit? You did?
Yes.
I have one last thing to talk about today. Now, and this is...
And don't forget, Rami just said he loves, I watch these critique shows because of Scott's commentary. It's the most entertaining ever.
All right, let me see.
But don't forget, Rami's got that workshop spot if you...
Right, he does have that workshop. Now, I'm going to read to you, I was hoping to be able to pull it up, but I don't know if I can get my hands on it that easily. Wait, let me just, just 10 seconds. Let me just see if I can find it under, I sent this to Mr. Kuna the other day. Let's see if I can find it real easily. Ah, crud, I can, no.
What was this of?
This is of what you and I were talking about at lunch. I sent, no, I thought I had an email with it, but I don't. Rats. I sent Mr. Kuna this, and it was someone who sent us a note. All right. They sent us a note, and they said, hey, Scott, I need you to go yell at Adobe. They'll listen to you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
By the way, they don't.
They don't.
But just anyway. Scott, I need you to go yell at Adobe because they've left Fuji users behind.
Oh.
Fuji images actually look much better in Capture One. Capture One is so awesome, and it does a great job on Fuji. And this is just another reason why everybody's leaving Lightroom for Capture One, et cetera, et cetera.
That's the key there.
Well,
everybody's leaving Lightroom for Capture One.
Yeah, everyone's leaving Lightroom. All right, I just want to say a few things because, first off, here's what I would say to this person. You have Capture One. You're telling me how much better it is.
You're telling me everybody's leaving for it.
What?
And that you like it.
So why would you want Lightroom to? Why would you want? You're already on Capture One. It's so good.
You're good.
You just paid another $149 for the latest upgrade. You just paid last year $149. Now you're paying another $149, but you're writing me because you want to use Lightroom. If Capture One was so much better, why are you writing me?
Yeah, the end of the story is right there.
To ask Adobe to make it better for Fuji users. Now, let's talk about Capture One. Capture One said this week, by the way, we have a new great thing. We have wireless tethering. That's cool.
Yeah, it really was cool. I looked it up, though. There's a catch.
It is only for Canon cameras and only for specific camera models of Canon. So it's all the photographers. It's not for Fuji.
Uh-oh.
It's not for Fuji. It's not for Nikon. It's not for Sony. It's not for Olympus. It's not for whatever Olympus is called today. It's not for Mamiya. It's not for Hasselblad. It's only for Canon and only for certain models. Why? And they said it on their website. Most of our users are Canon photographers.
Wow.
Let's take that same idea and drop it over to Lightroom. Why do Canon images look great in Lightroom, Nikon images look great on Lightroom, and Sony images? Most of their users use it. What percentage of the total photo market is Fuji? I want to say it's 1%.
Maybe. Around there.
1.5%.
Around there.
It's a very, 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 I mean, put it this way.
And that's nothing
wrong with Fuji cameras.
You have a Fuji.
Sure. No, there's nothing wrong. Fuji makes great cameras. There's nothing wrong with Fuji cameras. But you got to understand, when you buy a camera, you made the choice to choose a camera that's 1% of the market. You're not going to be at the top of the list, just like Capture One has to make a business decision. Yeah. Most of our customers are Canon customers, so we're going to put in wireless tethering for Canon. You may never, ever have wireless tethering for Fuji. It just may never happen. But I think the bigger picture is you have Capture One. And the other thing I would ask you is this.
You profess your love for Capture One.
So you said everyone's leaving Lightroom for Capture One. Did Adobe share some numbers with you? Because you're saying it as if it's fact. Now, I know that in the forum that you go to and your friends.
We have talked to people in Adobe, and we know the numbers.
We do have the numbers.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I'll tell you this reality. There are literally millions, in the M's, millions of Lightroom users all around the world. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that Adobe sells more copies of Lightroom on any given Thursday than Capture One will sell in its entire year. People are not all racing from Lightroom to go over to Capture One. Now, just like
but Capture One is great too.
Capture One is great. This is not a sale on Capture One.
Yes.
If you like it and you're happy with it, use it. But I love how people say this thing where like, oh, everyone's leaving Lightroom. Lightroom is in the App Store and it is going berserk in the App Store because it is the greatest mobile app. Now, I don't believe Capture One even has a mobile app. I think they said they're developing one, but they don't even have a mobile app. But Lightroom it's not like it's.
But it's that whole thing. I think it's also that other side of it. Like, if you love that product, and that's what's so funny about it. If you love the product, well, then we're good. You don't even worry about Lightroom.
Yeah,
like,
don't
move
worry
on
about what
from
Lightroom's
it. Like, it's good.
Use that great Capture One and just be happy.
It's good.
But there's a
Capture
reason.
One is good.
There's a reason why you're writing letters that says, please convince Adobe to make Fuji RAW files look better. It's because you wish you were using Lightroom. Boom, drops the mic. We're out. Kirk, thank you for being on the show.
Yay,
You did an
happy to be
awesome
here.
job. And thank you for also being here to do the classes.
Thanks. Hey, that's my website.
Hey, that is your website.
It is.
Look at all these nice pictures.
Oh,
These are stock photos, though, right?
What's that?
These are stock photos you bought?
They are not.
No. You didn't take
And they're all
these.
shot on Fuji, processed.
All shot on Fuji? Processed in Capture One?
Capture
One.
One.
That's why you didn't have $150 for bus fare.
Oh,
Joey. Anyway, glad to have you here, Kirk. Thanks for hanging out with us on the show. Mr. Kuna, as always, thank you for sharing your birds. And thank you. This is the week where we celebrate Erik Kuna having the magazine cover shot of Air and Space Weekly magazine. Can you pull up the cover before we go? Can you just show us, Erik? One more time.
What are we looking for?
Cover of Air and Space, you got it?
Oh, I don't have it. Can't show it.
It's on your Instagram. I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, it is on Instagram.
I tried to share it yesterday on Facebook, but would only share it to my private one. I don't even post on my private one. I couldn't share it. You know what it usually says? Share to a page?
You know, honestly, I'm really bad at the Facebook.
You are bad at the Facebook.
I am bad at the Facebook.
But you're good at the Walmart.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys. Thanks to my crew. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to all of the people.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
There we go. Is that the cover shot? That's not even the one that won the big award. He got the cover shot.
The major
and he
award.
won first place.
And there's Elon Musk, Man of the Year.
There you
Or,
go.
I say Person of the Year, sorry.
All right. That's his spirit animal.
He actually said that before the show.
Yes, Elon Musk is my spirit animal.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you. Are we going to be here next week?
I'll be here.
Are we going to do a grid next week?
Are you going to be here? Are we going to be here?
I won't be here.
Next week?
I don't know. We'll see.
Could be a best of next week.
Could be.
We'll see. Take care, everybody. Happy holidays.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.